Hello everyone. How you all? They say flexibility comes from having multiple choices and wisdom comes from having multiple perspectives. And there's a third entity as well, which is called confusion. Confusion comes from not knowing what to choose from. I'm confused. There's so many choices, I don't know what to choose from. Hold on. Maybe I'm not. No, I'm sure I am confused. He's suggesting do this, she's suggesting do that. I don't know. What should I do? Just a sec. I'm definitely sure I'm not confused, okay? But what if I am? Friends, tell me honestly, has it ever happened to you that you've been in such kind of a situation? Total confusion. There are a lot of choices, plethora of choices, and not knowing what to choose from. Well, in my case, I was exactly in this situation exactly 12 hours from now on my dinner table. There was a lavish buffet spread in front of me. So many dishes were cooked, including me. I had cooked 2 dishes, and all the so called chefs in our house, each one of us was proclaiming, okay, start with this dish, this is the best. There was total confusion, every dish appearing to be tasty, healthy, nutritious, aromatic. But what to choose from? Which dish to start from? That's when I refer to the specialist. That's my mom. She bailed me out. And that is exactly what we all should be doing, irrespective of the situation in life. We should always listen and refer to the specialist, the masters. And this is exactly what we do in this very show. Your show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wellness Talks with Rajeev. I'm Rajeev Bhardwaj. Well, like in these days, there's a plethora of activities happening online, so many workouts, and all the different coaches and people who are taking the workouts are happen to be our friends. Somebody's taking HIIT workouts, someone's taking Tabata workouts, someone's suggesting yoga. I, being a corporate, I work for long hours. Rajiv, if I work for long hours, I think long distance running is for me. No. Hold on. If I work for long hours in a sitting job, how can I afford to run long distances? No, I should only be jogging. Hold on. Instead of jogging, bro, why don't you try out yoga? Oh, yeah, yoga is going to be a perfect choice for me. Well, it just struck me that yoga in the first place doesn't burn calories, you don't sweat out. Well, are you bothered and bombarded by these questions, this dilemma? Don't worry, you're in the right place and you've tuned in to the right show. And this is the GALF platform. Ladies and gentlemen, GALF, Get a Life Fitness, is a wellness aggregator with pan-India presence and global ambitions. GALF specializes in offering corporate wellness ecosystem through its MyGALF technology platforms, be it the mobile app and the web application, and customized holistic interventions. And joining me in today's show are two vivacious and dynamic guests, Roshitha Girish and Coach Girish Bindra. Welcome, both of you.
Hi, Rajiv. Hello. Hi, Roshitha.
Hi, Rajiv.
Hi, Roshitha. Both of you are looking superb, fresh, and raring to have a go. And a student of wellness like me has got two doctors in front of me who and I shall be feeling pampered for the next 60 minutes or so. So, I would, that's my privilege and such a pleasure to introduce Roshitha Girish to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. The very dynamic Hatha Yoga instructor and coveted specialist on the GALF Corporate Wellness platform. That's Roshitha Girish for you. And the dashing gentleman in a slight pink t-shirt and with an infectious smile on his face, highly decorated and widely respected ultra runner, a running coach and captain of A6 running club in India, Coach Girish Bindra. Welcome.
Thank you, Rajiv.
Roshita and Coach Girish, wellness is such a wide subject, and as I introduced, there's a plethora, there's a buffet of options available, and as a consumer and as a student of wellness, if I am a corporate, if I'm a working professional, I being an actor and a media guy, of course, I am in love with wellness and the discipline that comes along with it. But as somebody who has been hearing all this stuff, with both of you today in today's session, we shall try and unravel the mysteries for a simple guy who has been working for say 10, 15, 16 hours a day, and they are not able to decide what form of workouts they need to do to stay fit and healthy. So are we ready?
Sure.
Thank you. And if I can get the green signal from the coach, I shall start the session.
All yours, Rajiv. You can move on.
Thank you so much, coach. So, ladies first. So, Roshida, you've had a successful corporate career behind you, and you've been with a Bain Capital, and all of a sudden, you decided to leave all that up and pursue yoga and wellness. Actually, it sounds and it appears quite glamorous, but at the same time, that's a very brave decision. So, what prompted you to take it all up? Please tell your story.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Rajiv, and thank you, Gav, for giving me this platform to, share my thoughts and views with like-minded people. Yes, I worked with the corporate world for close to 12 years. The last company I worked with was Bain Capital, a private equity firm. I was with Bain for close to a decade. But somewhere down the line, I felt the need to dive deeper into what I was more passionate about. I wanted to dive deeper into my practice of yoga, in the sense, not just the practical asana practice, but also wanting to know more about how the asanas would help your body internally. So that's when I decided to sign up for a course at Kevalya Dham. It's a yoga institute in South Bombay. And the course had various subjects, I mean, to do with anatomy, mental health, many other subjects which they covered. And somewhere during the end of the session, we had this internship program where we had to teach students and patients. So that was my first experience with teaching. And trust me, when I did this course, it was not with the intention of teaching at all. It was purely just for myself to understand yoga a little bit more better. Like I said, I wanted to know the theoretical aspects of yoga and how it actually impacts, your physical body on different levels, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in
Spiritually,
various levels. So that's the reason why I actually did it. But while I was teaching, I realized that I was feeling so content and so happy being in that zone, And of course, I got a lot of positive feedback from not just the students, but also the faculty. So it made me think and it made me want to be in that zone for a longer time. So that's how this shift happened. And I wouldn't say that I'm completely out of the corporate world because I'm still associated with GALF, and GALF is associated with a lot of corporate companies. So I think I have the best of both. So the perks of being, part of a corporate company, and the perks of being able to pursue what I'm passionate about. So that's my
And since you
story.
use, thank you, Roshita. And since you use that the best of both, I
Right.
can I can consider myself right now that I have best of both the coaches right now. That Roshita Girish, the renowned and expert hatha yoga trainer, and now moving over to Coach Girish. Coach Girish, you have been inspiring, thousands of runners, right from newbies to seasoned ones who've been running for many, many years. And India, per se, the running chart, the running map of India, you as a person, as an athlete, has got an very, very strong presence and an impactful voice and inspiring persona as regards inspiring a lot of people to take up running. So, lot many people are curious to know about your journey. How did it all start? How did you first take up probably jogging, running? Have you been a fitness freak all through your life? How did it all begin?
Well, I was never into running before. It all
Okay.
started in, I was more into gymming. So from last 20 years, I've been going to gym regular. I have a business in transport and logistics. In year 2006, I had neurosis cirrhosis. It's an infection and blood clots in the brain. Because of that, I used to get convulsions. I was at my sister's place and my GRG had carried me to the hospital. I had got thrice convulsion on the way reaching to the hospital. And when I reached there, the doctor was shocked and immediately started the treatment. He said that I was on a verge of paralysis, and if it wouldn't have been my immune system, I would surely have got paralysis. So that struck me that in spite of doing gymming, everything, still my health was in this way.
So this was 2006, you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was 2006.
Okay.
I was weighing that time around 94 to 96 kgs.
Okay.
And doctor told me that now you won't be able to do heavy workout as it will put more strain on you. So he advised me bed rest for around 6 to 8 months, and I was under medication for 2 years. And gymming totally stopped. So I said, to stay fit, I needed to do something. I used to go for walks at 5 garden near my place. And there I used to see people running, jogging, and I said, wow, that's good. Let me also try. Never before that, even in my school, colleges, did I do any events or running or anything. So I started first day when I ran for only 100 meters and I was out of my breath and said, what is this? It's so hard, I can't do it.
It's hard to imagine you saying, Girish Bindra, that you ran 100 meters and you were out of breath. It is so ironical. Please go on. Please go on.
So gradually I started day by day, walk, run. I felt it was difficult, but I was enjoying that process. And I was comfortable doing 5, 10 kilometers. 2007, I registered for a 10K at Borivali. And that was my first event and I really enjoyed that. I thought, yes, this is it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm keeping myself fit as well as the process is doing good. So next I registered for a Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon in 2008. That was my first half marathon. And before that, I had never run more than 12 to 15 kilometers. And during that race, I saw people, thousands of people running and the process and all, everyone were enjoying it. After 15 kilometers, I got cramps in both my legs and I just walked and finished in 2:55. And that feeling was immaculate. I really enjoyed it.
Wow. Wow.
So gradually I said, no, now I'll train myself regularly. I will keep on going on. I won't stop, because the 2 years when I was ill, that mentally it helped me keep so strong and stable that I had faced that difficulties. So during the runs, whenever I faced that difficulty, I used to think, this is nothing compared to what was that. So let me go it strongly. Let me build up my endurance, build up my strength and go on, move on. Similarly, I increased my distance and I did my first full marathon in 2013 at Vasai Virar in October. Again, that was a hell of an experience, completing in 5 hour 27 minutes. Cramps again, both legs after 30 kilometers, walking the last 12 kilometers. But I enjoyed that. Every first experience, what you have, maybe the half, the full, the ultra, ultimate.
So what you're saying is you kept moving ahead, kept learning, kept growing in your fitness journey with every experience.
Right.
Okay.
Because
okay.
Mentally,
And
I had faced the difficulties before. Physically, while running, and that mental capability, that helped me move on and on.
So that helped you move on. And if I'd like to, underline for your thousands of followers who are there, just for the record's sake, because you are someone who doesn't believe in numbers, but as a presenter of this show, I would like to highlight where the ultra elite runner Girish Bindra is known for, enviable timings. 2 hours and 55 minutes is which you took to complete your first 21.1 kilometers at the Mumbai Marathon, which you said.
Yes.
So that should be why underlined is because as you always say that and encourage people that it should be a very encouraging sign for people who are in the wellness space, who want to take up healthy habits, exercises, workouts, and running in particular, and they're always running after timings and all. It's always listening to your body, going slow, and then gradually growing up.
Right. Build it up slowly. Take your time. Train yourself. Irrespective of the timing, don't think about it. Just enjoy the race. It will come with regular practice and all. Just go on, move with the process.
So just enjoy, move with the process, just enjoy, and slow transitions which happen when we pursue yoga, Roshitha. So yoga, as we know, is a group of physical, mental, and or spiritual practices and disciplines for the overall well-being, for the mind, body, for the soul. Now, Hatha Yoga, as someone, because okay, I would like to just make a disclosure that I am a runner. It helps Rajeev the person. Forget about Rajeev the actor. Anchor is being helped by long distance running and yoga and pranayama. But someone who hears Hatha Yoga for the first time, that's quite intimidating a term. Hat means force and hati, something like that. Hindi jo bolte hain, Hatha Yoga. Please explain what is Hatha Yoga. Decode it for us.
Okay, so Hatha Yoga is actually a very slow-paced practice of yoga. It is a traditional practice of yoga where the sadhak or the practitioner holds the asanas for a long duration. So when I say hold the asana, like in every position, you need to hold the asanas for a long duration. So what happens when you hold the asanas for a long duration? It stimulates your muscles, it stimulates your internal organs, it increases blood flow to your organs. And in turn, because there's increased blood flow to your organs tend to function that much more better. So it's a very slow-paced, you want to say something?
I had a point. Suppose I do chakrasana on an alternate day basis. So chakrasana is something that it helps me on one hand where I do plank. I'm a plank lover. I do chakrasanas. So if you say I want to take that chakrasan into a hatha yoga category, so I increase the duration and slow down the pace. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, generally, there are different forms of yoga. So Hatha yoga is primarily traditional and very slow-paced.
Right.
So like I said, it is slow-paced, but it has a very big impact on your internal organs, as much as an impact it has on your external, body. So people generally associate yoga as a very slow-paced practice where they feel that maybe, it's not going to help you much externally. But they just look at the external aspect of the practice. They, seldom look at the internal aspect, which is very, very important. So with consistent practice, you will realize you're not only getting, better externally, but you're becoming really strong and fit internally as well. So that's the beauty of Hatha Yoga.
But Roshitha, I have got a lot of friends and a lot of our clients, especially on GALF, are from the corporate world and working professionals. So I can, now being an actor, we are creative professionals and with imaginative powers. So I'm getting through my sixth sense, I'm getting a feeling that one of my corporate friends is saying, come on, Rajeev, you are in conversation with Roshitha Girish, the Hatha Yoga trainer, instructor. See, Rajeev, I am a working professional. I work for 15, 16 hours a day. And I am of a notion that yoga or Hatha Yoga wouldn't, help me sweat out. Yeah, I want to work out. I need ki 15, 16 hours अगर मैं work कर रहा हूँ तो मेरा workout में कुछ sweat out तो हो. So if I'm not sweating out, it means I'm not working out is a notion amongst lot of people. Please clarify. Please clarify.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the notions. I mean, people have a lot of framed references regarding yoga. I mean, some of
Right.
them feel that you need to be extremely flexible to be practicing yoga. Some people feel that you need to yoga is all about holding difficult asanas and postures. Some people, like you said, feel that it's because it is so slow paced and because you're not sweating enough that it's not really impacting your body. And besides all these things which I just spoke about, there are many other myths and misconceptions of about yoga. But to begin with the first one, that is flexibility. So I would say that people who are less flexible should in fact start practicing yoga to make them more flexible, and not the other way around. That you don't need to be flexible to be practicing yoga, but if you're not flexible, start practicing yoga so that you can get a little bit more flexible. That I'll give you my example. When I was in Kevalia Dham, we were at the end of the course we had exams which we had to write, and it was a 3.5 paper for 3.5 hours exam which we had to attend,
Right.
where we had to sit on the floor. And the moment I heard that we have to sit on the floor and write the examination, I was, really taken aback. And I was like, how am I going to manage? Because I've never really sat on the floor. Half the time in school, you've been sitting on chairs,
Right.
in college, again, benches and chairs. At home, you're sitting on sofas, so you barely sit on the floor.
So sitting on the floor with folded legs, the Sukhasana and all.
Yeah, yeah, it was very difficult for me. But Rajiv, what I realized is when you keep practicing consistently, that's the beauty. Your body gets so used to a particular posture, and you become flexible. And now I can sit for long hours, cross-legged, and I'm like smiling and talking, and I can sit for long duration. So that's one thing. Then about being slow paced, like I mentioned earlier, even though it is slow paced, it has a big impact on your body. And yoga is just not about hatha yoga. I mean, there are other forms,
Right.
vinyasa style of yoga, where you have a lot of surya namaskars which you can incorporate. And surya namaskaras are more like cardio for the body. Even
Right.
if you can do just 10 sets of surya namaskar, it's wonderful for your body. So
Right.
I wouldn't believe that yoga is very slow paced and that it doesn't affect your body.
I think it pretty well answers a lot of my friends who had those devilish queries, and I hope, friends, now you are sorted. But right now, Roshitha, did you observe? We can see our handsome coach Girish sipping onto something really yummy and really tasty, and the frequency, जिस frequency से coach आप उसको sip कर रहे हैं. Now I have got two queries. One, what could it be? Number one, yeah, being your student and a runner myself, that's hydration. But the frequency at which you are sipping it, I really believe that we'll have to let you go for a refill. But before that, would you like to answer what was that? What flavor?
That's tea, hot piping tea.
Okay. So,
Made
coach,
by me, for me and my wife.
sorry.
Made by me, for me and my wife.
Made by the dearest husband for his wife, dearest, and of course for himself. Yes, I'm quite, envying that tea in your cup. And I hope, do let me know, how did your wife like it? We'll be curious to know about your culinary skills and your cooking skills since you've made the tea for your wife. Now, coming to the runner in you. Now, from being a, elite runner, ultra runner, 2 times comrades, then turning into a coach, you are one of the most sought after names in the country in the running circuit. So, first of all, a very, very, very candid question. How does it feel to the person Girish Bindra that, everybody looks up to me, so highly respected because of your two qualities, discipline and dedication? And what difference, Coach Girish, has it brought to your lifestyle? And you being a businessman, you pursue a business as a day job. So, does it also build any pressure on you? So, first was, how does it feel? Second, what difference has it brought in your life? You being a businessman also. And third, you feel any pressure?
Well, I haven't changed much. I was same like I was how before. Business as usual from morning till evening in the office, and running morning, giving coaching in the morning, going to the gym in the evening. The process has been same throughout my life journey from the last 12 years after when I started running. Uh,
Right.
but one thing that has changed when I was running and the number of races and I've done. So when I did my ACS and marathon training certification course also, so I wanted many runners and friends to let them know, to guide them, to help them. Many were asking me questions, and also I really enjoyed that journey, and I think so. Uh, Running being my passion, if I can give something to others, so why not let it be?
So since you said people asking you questions on a very human level, as a person level, you might be occupied with your running, your business, your family, and then lot of people, lot of runners training under you, keep bombarding you on the groups, on the social media platforms, corporates, our clients from the GALF spectrum, they ask you questions. So at times, on a very, very human level, doesn't it bother you, or how do you हैंडल एंड एब्जॉर्ब ऑल दोस क्वेरीज एंड एक्सपेक्टेशंस जो सबको आपसे हो गए हैं इतने सारे एक्सपेक्टेशन.
Well, being an ultra runner, it has helped me stay composed, calm. So I take each and everything step by step, one by one, and uh, it's helpful to others. And why not? Why should it bother me? It really, I feel great that someone is asking me something. I should be able to help them. I never felt that, no, this is not. I won't do it now.
Okay, one out of thousands of queries from the overall health and fitness spectrum, and in particularly related to running, what are the top three most common questions which you hear on probably a regular day-to-day basis? One of the top three most common questions.
First one, I want to increase my mileage. I want to promote from half marathon to full marathon. I want to do ultra running. What should I do? Second question comes that I want to improve my timing. My timing is this for half marathon. I want to improve how to do. Third, common question. I want to stay fit. So what should be my schedule of
Right,
running or the
right.
workouts? So these three are the common questions which comes regularly.
Okay. So we'll come to the answers of those, or would you like to answer them in brief right now? Okay. If supposing I want to stay healthy and fit, a general person, one small bit of advice, what would you say
To
as a
stay
coach?
healthy and fit, I think so. You should have a good sleep, do yogas, pranayama. You should have a good diet, do workouts. It's not as that you have to do strain something, but 30 minutes to 40 minutes every day. You can go for a walk, light
Right,
run,
right,
and home body workout you can do. So be easy, stay calm, have a good sleep, good food.
right.
All these things matter and build a good, strong immune to stay healthy.
And now taking into consideration our runners biradari who have been after you, and including myself, how to increase our mileage, how to increase my pace. In short, have you never ever felt, come on, yeah, give me a break?
Uh, as of now, I really enjoy running, so that
Okay.
hasn't come. So I take
So
each and
what would
every
you,
run.
yeah. So what would you advise me or thousands of runners who are right now glued to the Facebook Live on the MyGALF page and listening to you with bated breath कि अब coach Girish Bindra क्या बताने वाले हैं गुरु मंत्र to increase your mileage and to improve your pace?
Current scenario, so that is a secondary thing. Primary at this situation in COVID, we have to stay fit. That is a primary. But
Right.
yeah, we have to do workout. We have to take good care of our health. So 4 times to 5 times workout you can do, easy intensity. We don't have to burn out much now.
Right. Right.
Pre-COVID time, before that, if that was a regular situation, to
Right.
improve your endurance, to improve your pace, you have to stay dedicated. You have to make a plan, go accordingly, follow that. We don't have to injure ourselves. So step by step, 10%, what is the rule? Every week, increase your mileage. focus on your strength, build up endurance, slowly, gradually have different type of runs, tempo runs, hill runs, long runs, speed intervals.
Right.
Focus step by step, and one day you surely are there to achieve your goal. To achieve a big goal, make small goals. Achieve that weekly by weekly, monthly by monthly. Go and fulfill your main goal. So you will
Right.
surely improve your timing.
And thank you. I think you pretty well summed it up, coach. That it's not there's no shortcut for health and fitness if I'm a beginner or if I'm a runner. And I'd like to bring in Roshitha at this point of time, because for someone, Roshitha, who is, as Coach Girish also quite rightly mentioned right now, that someone who wants to keep himself or herself in sound health and fitness, and for basic health and fitness. So yes, yoga is one of the brilliant things that that one can do and pursue. So for someone who's a beginner, what would be your hand holding advice and suggestions for the first few steps to take up yoga and slowly graduate into hatha yoga?
I think the first and the foremost factor for anyone who's, trying to get fit or trying to move towards fitness is self-discipline. I think self-discipline is an art where you train your mind and your body to control your actions with, some rules. So
Right.
I call it an art because you put in so much of time and you put in so much of practice. Any form of art, like for example, even if you're, learning a new dance form, you're learning how to paint. Any
Right.
of those things requires time and practice. So similarly with self-discipline, you need to, put in time and effort. See, I've seen a
So,
lot of
Rashida,
my,
when you say time, so if you can quantify for me, especially for our clients and friends in the corporate space and working professionals, say,
Hmm.
or 15, just which is not intimidating, कि यार बहुत time लगाना पड़ेगा. So probably a 15, 20 minute or a half an hour to start with, if you would like to quantify for us.
Yeah, I mean, even if you are just, able to, bring out 15 minutes or 20 minutes, but making sure that you put, good efforts in those 15 to 20 minutes, like,
Mhm.
proper stretching. I mean, stretching is something which anybody can do. I mean, regular, simple yoga stretches,
Right.
doing those stretches and spending maybe 5 or 10 minutes doing simple breathing exercises, that itself is going to have a very good impact on your body in the long run. So, I was just talking about self discipline. I've seen a lot of people, making big plans, enormous plans, and then somewhere down the line it just fizzles out, and they're not able to go beyond 2 weeks, dedicated working out sessions and whatever big mega plans that they have to see
Right.
themselves maybe 6 months down the line or 1 year down the line, but it all just fizzles out after 2 weeks. And I try to analyze the entire thing. I mean, it's happened to me as well. And I realize that it is not because the person is lazy. They are not lazy by any standards. It's not
Mhm.
because they are not capable of doing it. The only most important thing is self discipline. So if you have self discipline, you will be able to achieve any of your goals. I mean, starting like what Girish said, starting with small goals and then slowly building it up and going to larger goals. So that's very important. And then, of course, changing your lifestyle, small tweaks here and there, being a little bit more mindful about what you're eating. When you're eating a meal, not looking at your mobile, not looking at watching TV. Focusing more on chewing the food well, incorporating a
Right.
lot of soluble fibers. I'm not a nutritionist to be giving you all these advice, but these are practical things which you and I can
Of
follow.
course. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So adding in a lot of nuts in your diet, small things which people can incorporate. And then
So
of
what
course,
what you and even Coach Girish have underlined is commitment,
yeah,
discipline, and having patience. So
efficient.
irrespective of, am I right when I sum up Coach Girish and Roshita if I say that for anybody who's tuned into this session and they are listening to you, watching you right now as specialists in your areas of wellness, that commitment, then discipline and patience irrespective of the intensity I put into my workouts, could be as little as say 15-20 minute exercise session, to an extreme of being an ultra runner or somebody who's into the gym and all for say an hour and a half, 2 hours. But consistency, commitment, and patience are the key.
Right.
Patience is very important. Yes.
Coach Girish, now since you've said that you're a passionate runner, of course, and it's been such an inspiring story. But how did the transition of Girish Bindra, the runner, to the coach happen? How and when did that transition happen? And most importantly, I would like to know, how do you manage your multitasking and you perform all your roles with finesse, attributing good amount of time to every role of yours in your house, in your business, and as a wellness and fitness champion. So, how do you manage your schedule? Any mantra for a life mantra for anyone? And how did the transition happen from a runner to the coach?
Well, as I said, that running was my passion, and I run regularly for durations, and that has helped me stay composed. So when I did the ultra running, I usually observe people in ultra running also, how they feel, and during the long runs, that where they are doing wrong, they could have done this way, this would have been corrected. So I used to give points and I'll see, you could have done this way. So people were very excited. Yes, you please tell me what to do next. And also, I thought that let me specialize in this also. And then I did the ACSM marathon training certification course. So after that, I became a coach for A6 Running Club also. Before that, I used to give training, online training, and as well in my area also. So that really kept me going. Even I'm learning during the process. I used to give tips to others, and that had helped me grow and to help others also. And being in my schedule for my daily routine, office hours are there, the normal. So morning I used to get up early for my self-training as well as for coaching also. Sometimes last year I had 3 batches morning. I used to get up at 3:30 in the morning. I had a 4:30 morning first batch, 5:45 second batch, and 7 o'clock was the third batch. So that put little strain on my daily routine and health. So I stopped morning 2 batches, but still the process, getting up in the morning for the long runs or for coaching, 4 o'clock, 4:30, and being awake till 10 o'clock at night. So the schedule.
So, as far as managing the schedule, would you say that attributing, allocating specific amount of time for our specific jobs at hand during the entire course of the day, be it our office work, be it devoting time to the family during lockdown, doing the household chores as well, because during this lockdown phase, all of us are at home and working from home, working at home, and so devoting amount of time to your wellness, fitness routines, and not going, just going with the flow and just devoting a major chunk of your time to one activity and then saying ki, we are not getting time for wellness or fitness, like that. So managing time is what you're trying to say?
Yes. Even in the current situation, staying at home only, a schedule is there from morning to evening. Getting up, making breakfast for myself and my wife, then morning schedule, doing the household co-work, doing my duties, evening workout, being with the family, playing with the kids. So the schedule is there, whether you're at home or outside. You should follow that and
Now, I'd like to bring in Roshitha onto this. Roshitha, now, when we spoke about how to take the first steps into yoga, now, I have got 2 direct questions. One for a working professional and a corporate who happen to be a major, clientele of GALF. And secondly, for the fitness enthusiasts and for runners, as Coach Girish representing that fraternity specifically. So, any particular asanas for someone who is into a sitting job? Probably top 3 asanas they can do in brief, if you could highlight, for working professionals who are into a sitting job. And secondly, one or two asanas which may help runners.
Okay. So firstly, I would like to begin with the fact that sitting is the new smoking, as everyone knows. So as much as possible, you can't help it but take your Zoom calls. I know a lot of people during lockdown, especially working professionals,
Right.
are on Zoom calls from, say, morning 10 to about 6 p.m. and
Right.
continuously on calls. So my advice to them would be to stand in between calls. Maybe some calls you can stand and take. You can probably keep your laptop on a higher platform. Stretch as much as you can. There are lots of yoga asanas where you can stretch your shoulders for tired shoulders. There's an asana called Gomukh Asana where you actually have to sit on the mat, but you can also sit on the chair and just practice. So it really
Okay.
stretches and relieves a lot of stress on your shoulders. The
Right.
other asana I would say is Brahma Mudra, which is very good for your neck. It's not just for working class people, but also for our children, because half the time they are always looking at their mobile or the laptop. So Brahma Mudra is again a fantastic stretch for the neck. When it comes to runners, I mean, simple exercises like forward stretches. I'm sure Girish Bindra will be knowing about it. All the forward stretches where there are stretches like Paschimottanasana. There's a stretch called Janu Shirstasana. Forward bending, touching your toes with your hands. Those stretches actually stretch your hamstrings, your quads, and opens up it's also good for your hip flexors. So those are the stretches which runners can do. Besides stretches, I think pranayama is excellent for runners because it strengthens your lungs.
Roshitha, thank you for bringing in pranayam. Yes, thank you so much. I have a query.
Yeah.
Can I ask that?
Yeah,
there are
sure.
a lot of people, I've been observing, yes, with due respect to people who are into wellness and pursuing exercising and workouts, yoga and pranayama, breathing exercises, but there is a huge chunk of people as well who take it up as a fad. So, Rajiv, we are doing a lot of breathing exercises. I'm doing, you do those Kapal Bhati and Anulom Vilom and all. So, Bhramari Udgit, see, because so I do that. It helps me to project my voice, for the lung capacity and overall well-being. But I have observed a lot of my friends, when I question them or prod them a little, then poll khul gayi. Arey, sorry, yaar, nahi, actually, we had just Googled it. Hame naam pata tha, we didn't know it. Please, in few words, in simple words, please clarify the difference between breathing exercises and pranayama.
Okay. Yes, you are absolutely right. A lot of people confuse the two. So breathing exercises, just 2 steps where you inhale and you exhale. Okay, that's what breathing exercise is all about. Pranayam is in 3 phases where you inhale, you hold your breath, and then you exhale. So in yogic terms, it's called Purak, that's inhaling, Kumbhak when you hold your breath, and Rechak when you exhale. So if these 3 phases are not there, you are not doing pranayam, you're doing simple breathing exercises. Now, when it comes to Kapal Bhati, it is called Shodhan Kriya, which is actually a cleansing, breathing exercise. It does not come under pranayam. It just cleanses your entire system. It's like detoxifying your system. So practicing, Kapal Bhati first thing in the morning is excellent for the body, maybe 2 rounds. But people who have BP related issues can also practice, but they have to do it very slowly and maybe lesser number of breaths. When it comes to Anulom Vilom, again, it is not under a pranayam. It's called Nadi Shodhan, which is again cleansing of your nerves. So it's an excellent. So if you have to ask me, what are the 3 best, breathing exercises which anybody can practice, I would highly recommend Kapal Bhati. I would highly recommend, Anulom Vilom, 5 rounds of Anulom Vilom. And there is a breath called Ujjayi breath, which is fantastic for your throat and people who have thyroid related issues. Yeah.
Right. And can I, taking your permission, Coach Girish and Roshita, that everyone who's watching our show right now, all the suggestions and advices both of you have given, uh, still we'd like to make it a point and tell everyone who's watching the show, please consult your specific coaches and specialists and doctors, physicians before you attempt any form of workout or breathing exercises or the yogic postures. Is it
Right.
safe to say?
Yeah, absolutely,
Because
absolutely. Yeah,
and
especially people
coming,
who have
yeah,
undergone surgeries and
yeah,
pregnant women and people who have any complications should definitely consult their family doctor before
doctors and
starting. Yeah,
the specialists, the coaches. Now, Coach
yeah,
Girish, these being the lockdown days, now lockdown, as we all of us are aware, lockdown is slowly, gradually opening up as well. Now, there are two category of people. I'd like you to address both of them. First is people who after lockdown, be it whether they have been doing exercises or workout at home, or they may not have been doing that, so they want to take up running. So what would be your short simple advice to them? And secondly, if I am a runner already and I have missed out on my long mileage in the past 2.5 months, so what would be your simple advice to both these category of people?
Well, we have been in lockdown for more than 2 months. I know that we might not have been doing the workouts what we have been doing before.
Right.
Some easy workout or HIIT workout like I have been doing at home. But what I would suggest that we should wait for few more weeks to go out. The government has eased the restrictions, but still it's not safe outside.
Yes.
Whenever things happen clear and we move outside, so the people who have not been doing exercises and they want to take up running or do outdoor activity, slowly, gradually, we have to start from a scratch again.
Right.
Our body power is not the same what it was before 3 months. So we have to start from a scratch, slowly build it up, go for walks, easy jogs, not more than 30 to 40 minutes, have a strong immune. And those who are in running before, they want to take up. See, this year we shouldn't, I don't think any events are coming up and we shouldn't think of having that. But to stay healthy, we should be going for a short run as such, no hard intensity workouts.
Right.
Again, slowly, gradually jog, walk, and increase your endurance with the distance and the time. But it
So
should be in
slowly,
an easy
yeah,
phase,
yeah. So slowly, gradually
step by step.
starting, slowly and gradually growing, taking it forward is Coach Girish's mantra. Now, Roshita, it's been, such a delight and privilege to have you on the GALF team of as a coveted specialist on the corporate wellness space. So,
thank you.
what would be your specific advice to especially our corporate clients who are a major part of our clientele for a few healthy practices that they can imbibe, incorporate in their day-to-day lives, and they can say, okay, we heard it from on Rajiv's Wellness Talk with Rajiv show, and directly from Roshita Girish, he told us, okay, I'm going to do that. So, top three wellness mantras which are simple and easy to follow. What would be those?
The first thing I would say is, if you can sit with your spine straight, not just when you're sitting on the chair, but even when you're sitting on the sofa. We have a tendency to slouch where we are
Ouch, yeah,
sitting at an inclined angle. So
right.
try not to sit on your tailbone. You have to sit on your
Mhm.
sit bones. There's something called the sit bones, which is directly underneath your buttocks. So sit
Right.
on the sit bone. So when you sit on the sit bones, your spine automatically straightens up. So as far as possible, try to sit upright.
Mhm.
Because when what happens is when you slouch and when you sit with the wrong posture, it may not
Mhm.
affect you right now because you're pretty young, but as we age, it's going to have a big impact on our posture. It's going to have an impact on our backbone. So we wouldn't want that. So you can correct yourself in the beginning itself. The second thing I would say is stretch whenever you can. I mean, you don't have to have a particular time that, okay, for, 20 minutes I'm going to be working out, or for 1 hour I'm going to be working out. Whenever you can, when you're walking, when you're probably making a cup of tea in the kitchen, You can stand when you're waiting for the water to brew. You can, stretch your hands and really, work on your body. So the main thing out here is movement. You need to
Right.
keep moving your body. You can't be sitting in one place for long durations. That's one thing.
Right, right.
And
And
simple breathing
and
exercises.
the third one, yes. And one thing, can I add on?
Yeah,
I
sure.
I am a firm believer of walk the talk mantra. So all my calls, even if they are those Zoom live sessions or a lot of them, right now we are like, okay, static, and we are having a good, very thoughtful, insightful conversation. But most of my telephone calls and all, I make it a point that I am moving all around the house.
No, that's
And
excellent. That's
so
excellent.
family say, कि, okay, are you telling us that you are right now talking something important? We need to, lower our volumes or something like that. I said, no, I have no such intentions. I'm just moving around to take care of my movement, movement of my body. Of course, I have been into pursuing those two intense HIIT sessions, moving over to Coach Girish. That coach, your two, that 60-second, 60 minutes, sorry, 1 hour session on Wednesday evenings, and that humongous, strong, very intense, power packed, furious session on 1.5 hours on the Saturday evenings has been for distance runners like me, and who have been disciplinedly pursuing them with you in the past 2.5 months. So they've been making me as an athlete very happy, loving it. But having said that, coach, I'd like to draw your attention to a question with a lot of my friends. They asked me, Rajiv, we saw your post that you've been, along with your coach, you have been doing those. Of course, you do those yoga and pranayamas early in the morning, but twice a week you do those intense sessions. But bro, we are not into, we are corporates and all. Like, I've been an engineer myself. I have been in a corporate sector before I resigned, just like Roshitha, and then pursued acting full time and became a media guy. So, coach, a lot of my friends from the corporate sector, they have directly asked that question. Please, we need a guidance. What should we do? We are not into that intense kind of long running. And abhi to we are at home, lockdown, working from home. So what should we do? Simple exercises, if you can tell, to address it to those people from the corporate sector and from working professionals.
See, for the time now, we just have to stay fit and be healthy to build a strong immune system. If you're not doing that regular HIIT workouts, normal, you can do the body workout, you can do the squats, lunges, easy step by step, 10 to 20 repetitions, gradually build it up to 15 to 20 repetitions, 2 sets to 3 sets. Push-ups are there, then Surya Namaskar is there, dips, body weight workout. And
So, coach, I have a query. Can I start off with, supposing I'm on a work call and I choose to walk, I have a 30 minutes call and I choose to walk around the house. Can it be counted as one form of light exercise or a warm up or a movement? Can it be counted?
yes, of course, you're burning calories while walking also. The movement is there. So walking is the best thing you can do. You cannot run much at home also. So activity is there. You
So, and for those people who are fond of recording and counting stats, who get inspired from you and a lot of my friends who follow my posts and all. So for those people who want to record their steps and movement all around the house, they can do that through the MyGALF mobile app and get rewarded in the form of GALF points. And while you are shopping on the GALF shop, you can redeem them against your shopping. So all your walking and jogging around your house steps, you can record them and post them and flaunt them that these are the number of steps or calories you burnt in the day. So, final two words, the fitness mantra. What would you say, Coach Girish? Final two words for
in
health
this
and
time,
fitness.
we just have to stay fit, be healthy, build a good, strong immune system. We have to take good care of ourselves as well as our family, elders at home. So stay easy. This phase shall pass on. It's just a phase, and the things will be back again to normal.
Right.
Not now, but in a few months. So stay calm, have a good time with your family, eat healthy, do your workouts, stay fit, and give your best for everything. This is the time. Enjoy with your family now. You won't
Enjoy
get
with your family, be calm, stay easy. Don't stress yourself because as you've quite rightly said, and all of us are aware, there's a lot of stress as it is all around. And final remarks from Roshita, the closing remarks for today's episode. Roshita.
I think it's very important to be happy as an individual. I feel people who are happy, when you are happy, actually, you tend to make others happy. So it's very important for you yourself to be happy. And I also feel one last thing that I want to say, that everyone should try and make a commitment to yourself, saying that you are going to be taking care of your body, because I think you need to be grateful that you have a fit and healthy body with all your organs working so beautifully. So they're working full time for you, so you should be doing something for them. So I think it's very important to be committed and be happy.
Committed is the word, and as they say, we should be committed to our life partner and our body. Our
Yeah,
body is our
true.
partner for life. So let us all
Absolutely.
be committed, as Coach Girish and Roshita Girish have emphasized. Let us be committed to
Yeah.
our partner for life, number one, which is our own body. On that very note, thank you, Coach Girish Bindra, and thank you, Roshita Girish, for taking
Thank you
time out.
so much, Rajiv.
Thank you,
Thank you
Rajeev.
so much.
Thank
And I'd like to also thank our brand partners, that's Garmin, Fasten Up, Health Trek Healthcare, and Aromika Tea for standing by us and supporting us. And friends, thank you all for joining us on this beautiful, enriching Facebook Live session with Coach and Roshita. And I strongly believe that, as Roshita quite rightly mentioned, that being happy is the key. So the Rajiv who entered into this episode was happy, but the Rajiv who will be going out will be happier. So thank you,
Wow.
Coach Girish, and thank you, Rashita. I feel much richer in the happiness quotient. And all of you out there on Facebook Live, stay calm, stay happy, give a lot of love, but stay easy on yourself, not lazy, easy, and enjoy life. Go with the flow. See you next time in the next episode. Thank you so much.
thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.